In a previous video, we created a program that used functions to draw squares and equilateral triangles. So we're going to use those right now. So I went and I added those functions to my backpack just by dragging the functions from that program into my backpack. They are here now. I'm going to drag them, into my workspace so that I can use them. There's my draw square, and I also have a draw equilateral triangle. We'll zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. One of the things that I did when I did the triangle is I took care of the pen up and pen down inside the function itself. So I didn't have to worry about doing that outside the function. I'm going to do the same for my square. So I have my square. I'm going to put the pen down at the just before I get into my repeat, my loop. And then I'll lift the pen up once I get out. So this function now will draw a complete square. What we're going to do is what we're going to do today is we're going to create basically some images using rotated squares and triangles. So let's call this, we'll give this project a title. We'll call this a rotated shapes maybe. So I'm going to go to events, drag out a green flag clicked. When the green flag is clicked, I want to repeat a couple of times. So I'm going to grab out a repeat from the control menu. And what we'll do is, so I'm going to draw a square. I'm going to rotate a little bit and then draw another square, rotate a little bit and draw another square. So let's start by doing this repetition. Let's do it 4 times. So under my block here, I'm going to choose draw square. Well, for now, we can make the length 100. Choose the color and a pen size. I think I'll go with a fairly small pen size, but big enough that we can see it. So if I just run this right now, it will draw the square. It will repeat, draw the exact same square and keep repeating. So what I want to do here under motion is I want to rotate. I want to turn. It doesn't matter which way we turn, but I'm going to turn 90 degrees. And the reason why I'm going to turn 90 degrees and do it 4 times is that will allow me to travel in a complete circle. So I'm going to turn 90 degrees, and then I'm going to do that 4 times. Let's click on the green flag and see what happens here. So there are 4 squares. So it drew 1 square, rotated 90 degrees, drew the next, and so on. 1 full rotation of the circle was 90 degrees times 4. Well, maybe instead of repeating 4 times, we want to repeat 10 times. Now, if we want to go all the way around the circle still, instead of rotating 90 degrees, we'll need to rotate 360 degrees divided by 10 would give us a total of 36 degrees. I'm going to clear my screen so we don't see the old stuff there. So under pen, I'll grab and erase all. We'll stick that right at the very top. And we'll click on the green flag. There's one. You can start to see sort of what's happening here as we go around in a circle. So we get this kind of interesting look. One of the things that might be useful is if we're going to do this repetition a lot, we may want to take out this weight because that's going to slow things down. So we did 10 times around the circle. Maybe we want to flip this around. Maybe we want to do 36 times and rotate a total of 10 degrees. Again, just making sure that the product of the repetition and the rotation gives us a complete circle or 360 degrees. We could put any values in there. So click on the green flag and you can see now the cat is drawing a whole bunch of squares, creating an interesting looking pattern. So that's kind of the goal for today. I just wanted to show you that. A couple things that I want to mention. What I would like you to try to do today is to create a couple of different images. So I want you to use the rotated square. I want you to use the rotated triangle. The other thing that might be worthwhile is try to create a circle function. So create a my block for drawing a circle and have that circle maybe do some rotation as well. That could create some interesting patterns. So really today, all about playing. This is kind of the basis of the playing, and try to create one picture that has a rotation of squares, maybe one with a rotation of triangles, and one possibly with a rotation of circles. So in order to get all 3 on here on one stage, we probably need to change our square length. So you might have to create something that's maybe a little bit smaller. 30 might be a bit too small. I don't know. If the cat is in your way, by the way, you can slide it out of the way. And then if you want to, you can add a go to 0, 0 at the very top. So after you erase everything, go to 0, 0, and you can be back at the center or the center of your rotation. If you decide to do one in the top left, one in the top right, kind of all over the place. So that's it for today. All the best. Hope you enjoy.